what better thing to do on a stormy 100-centimeter day than do Susan Garretts Crate Games. You need yummy, yummy, yummy high-value treats. This is his breakfast. Best time to train a dog is when they're hungry. This is Baloo. Belongs to a lovely lady named Elizabeth. Stage 1 of Susan Garretts Crate Games. I love my crate. We're going to increase the value of the crate. Counter conditioning. Obviously dogs love to come out of their crate. We're going to make it so that he loves to stay in his crate. I need to make sure I have my paper towel because yummy raw meat. So, just high and back into the crate. All the way to the back of the crate, feeding high. Good boy. Closed door, stand up between trials. He is not allowed to break the plane of the crate. High and back. Good. Ideally have him sitting. High and back. You want to do this at least 5 to 10 times. Counter conditioning that desire from busting out. Yeah, good boy. Desire to stay in. Personally, I like to do it more than 10 times. He's a good boy. You want to give swift and deliberate reinforcement high and back. At the back of the crate. Having the dog sit. At the end of stage 1, they should be sitting anytime you touch the door, and they should not break the plane of the crate. He's a good boy, Baloo. Yummy, yummy in your tummy. If you're doing this, your dog is barking and spinning. Do not reinforce that behavior. Wait till they stop, and then be swift and deliberate and get your treat high and back. Yummy. Good boy, Baloo. Note that I'm standing and latching the door each time between the reps. This is my own tea. You need your own reinforcement. You're a good You're a good Dalmatian. High and back. Note that I'm feeding with my right hand, using my left hand to open the crate because it's a left hinged crate. So I don't have to crisscross my hands. Good boy. I would not want to reinforce that pawing at the door. Alright, I'm going to do a couple more. And then I'm going to move on to stage 2. Good boy. Stage 2 is called Are You a Gambler? One more for stage 1. Stage 2 is called Are You a Gambler? And I'm going to build a little bit of duration. So I'm going to open the door, have it held open with my hand on it just for a second. If he moves forward, I shut the door. I end the game. So if he moves forward at all, I end the game. I don't like that nose coming over the plane. He is in a nice sit. I'm going to try to open that crate and get that treat in far and back. Yes, good boy. Note you can mark that desired behavior with your marker word. Again, I don't want to reinforce that. I do not want any movement forward. Like that nose breaking the plane. Yes, good boy. So I'm trying to build a little bit of duration. If he keeps failing on this step, I'll go back to stage 1 for a little bit, increase some more value. Feeding high and back of the crate. Yes. Good boy, Baloo. Again, close and latch the crate between reps. Yes. Don't be impatient there, young man. Yes. Yes. So that one, he put his nose across the plane, I closed it, and I saw a deliberate little move back. That was a good boy. Yes. try to build the value and the duration in stage 2. My goal is to have the door all the way open and be able to walk all the way around the crate and increase some distance in the front. I want to take this nice and slow. Yes, good boy. Good boy. And each time, still close the crate and latch the door between your reps. So each time I'm increasing my criteria just a little bit. Anytime the nose breaks the plane, I'm just going to close and stand up. You need to keep your criteria. Beginning, it's a good idea to keep your hand on the crate so you can close it. You don't want to close it so quickly you slam it in their face and scare them. And I'm still rewarding up and back at the back, up and back at the back of the crate. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Hand on the crate. Yes. I'm going to reward that one. Hand on the crate door means you want the dog to sit. Nose is breaking the plane. Shut the door. So I took a step back then. By the end of stage 2, my goal is to be able to put the leash on the dog. Yes. To put the leash on the dog and then the dog not want to come out. Because you know, when you pick up a leash, how excited your dog is. So that's a good little distraction for your dog. But before we get to the leash, I want to build some distance from the crate. Good boy. Yes. Good idea to have the bedding out of the crate so that it's not slippery. I'm going to come over to this side this time. Good boy. Good boy, Baloo. Crate games is just a phenomenal thing to teach your dog. It teaches the dog to love their crate. And the dog's crate is almost like a little den for them. And if you do it correctly and don't use it as a form of punishment, they actually seek out their crate almost like it's their little den. Crate is a nice place for them to go if you have guests. You could transfer the value of your crate to a mat. To them going out the door. And certainly if you're into agility, you can transfer the value to the obstacles. Yes, I'm going to reward that one. That was good thinking. Good boy. Nose breaks the plane. Crate training is also wonderful for impulse control. I don't want to reinforce that whining. Nose breaks the plane. Make sure your dog has relieved themselves before you start this game. I know he doesn't have to be your poo because he just went out and did it. Good boy. If your dog continually fails at this step, he's giving you information, and you might have to go back and do stage 1 a little bit more and increase the value. Oh, woe is you. Susan Garrett has 2 main rules. The hand on the crate, like I said, means the dog sits, and the dog's body or nose or paws do not break the plane of the crate. So I think I'm just going to stay here and increase the value a little bit more for the other stage. Let me see if I can go around the side a little bit more. Good. Yes. My next step would be is to get the leash. And I'm just doing a couple more here with increasing some distance. So always have your equipment ready. So my next step is I am going to have the leash. Of course, we all know what the leash is. Great value in the leash. Leash means, gee, we're going somewhere. So, same criteria. Dog has to remain in a sit. If he starts to come forward or breaks the plane, I'm simply going to shut the door. Like a little pillow baloo. So, same criteria. Hand goes on the crate. The leash up here. So I always got to remember, it's the dog's choice. Resist the temptation to give a cue or to help them along. Yes. I'm choosing to reward that. Now, as he acquired the skill in the game, I might not necessarily reward that because I want to reward only the quickest and the best. But because he's had a little struggle and he made the right choice, I chose to reward. So my goal here, nice, good boy, is to be able to put the leash on and he not move forward. Reaching in, keeping my criteria. Oh, that is beautiful. If when I had the leash on and he came forward, I simply would have closed the door. Notice I'm not going to release him. There is no release in stage 2. Came forward, shut the door. Off, same criteria. Nice. Stop. Next time I do it, I'm going to see if I can increase some distance with the leash on. Good boy. Note I'm not using my right hand to do this because my right hand is covered in yummy meat. And me sticking my right hand in that crate really would be too big of a distraction. When you do this, it could be a good idea to have the crate out from the wall a little bit so that you can go all the way around. Now here's where you maintain your criteria. Good boy. Good boy. In stage 2, like I said, I want to be able to put that leash on and off and move around the crate. I'm in no rush. Yes, good boy. That was a little bit quicker than the last time. That's a nice baloo. Oh, I love the way he's being patient. That was a good boy. All right. Good. Give stage 3 a try now. This is called You're Out, You're In. Want to make sure your area is clear of reinforcement, no toys, no distractions. This stage, one would stay on for quite a long time because your whole goal is to build enthusiasm. So basically to start, you're going to put the leash on, have the crate door open, take the treats off the top of the crate if that's what you're doing, because we're actually going to be releasing the dog out of the crate and we want them to drive right back in. So we're building enthusiasm for going back into the crate. Once they come out, they don't get any attention. We're standing on the leash, we're turning our bodies facing the entrance of the crate, and we want them to go right back in. And by gosh, as soon as they go right back in, they're going to get a lovely, lovely reward. So you can see crate games is a great way to teach your dog the release cue. And when they come out, don't talk to them, don't cue them. Resist the temptation to help them along. Let them work it through in their own cute little brain. Good. Lovely. Keep your criteria of stage 2. If he had come forward, I would have simply shut the door. So I'm going to stand on the leash. I'm going to give him his release cue. Okay. Yes! Oh my goodness, you lost my door. Good boy. Good boy. Just going to shut the door for a second. So you clean up the swimming pool. If by chance he hadn't come out, if he hadn't gone back in, after about 2 minutes, I would have turned him and I would have held his collar and I would have faced him toward the crate. I wouldn't have thrown him or pushed him back in. It still would have all been his choice to go back in. If you have to do that several times in a row, you need to go back to stage 2 and increase value. Nice try. Nice try. Good. Excellent. Good boy. So the next part of stage 3 would be adding the collar grab. Again, this builds great drive and enthusiasm. So when he comes out, I'm going to hold his collar and the oppositional reflex should kick in. As I pull back, he should want to pull forward because he has the desire to get back in the crate because great things happen when he's in there. Good yummy treats. So pull back. Are you ready? Now at this point, I am not naming it. I am not saying go back, get your bed or kennel up or whatever your cue is. I'm not naming it. That's really, really important. We want the behavior to be established before we name it. Boy. Okay. You were ahead of me. What a good boy. So I hold the collar, I pull back, and he was wanting to go. That's a good boy. You're a clever Baloo. You are. Don't be too keen to move off this step. You really, really want to build enthusiasm for being here. And right now I'm staying quite close, but you can start to build some distance. One moment please, my back door has blew open in the storm. That was good waiting. Good boy. Keep your criteria. Oh, woe is you. Don't want to reinforce that. Gets out, just pull it back in. He managed to sneak on by. But no, I'm not going to scream at him or yell at him. Simply put him back in. Stage 3. You're out, you're in. Okay. Are you ready? Good boy! Good boy! You're a clever boy. So that's basically stage 1, 2, and 3. And you got to dedicate the time to try to get those 3 stages in before you stop and have a break. Stay here, build the enthusiasm, increase your arc, meaning you want to be able to send them in from different angles. So I started directly in the front, and then I would come to the side, I'd go to the other side, I'd go to the back. Building enthusiasm is the criteria for this stage. Help me want to build as much motivation. You want them to be wanting to burst back into that crate. After you stay here, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with staying on this step for 2 to 3 weeks before you move on to step 4. Step 4 is scholarly elements, and that's where you start to name the game and you build in distance and a lot more distractions.